Finally. Let's do this, bloody. Hello everybody. I've got like super grungy vibes today. I'm feeling like really 90s vibes appropriate. Today I thought I would do another kind of makeup review video. I'm kind of loving doing these lately, so if you guys have any products you kind of want me to review, this is going to be like a comparison review video, if that makes sense. This review slash demo slash whatever review, pretty much comparison, which is better kind of video, is going to be on the Kat Von D Locket Tattoo Concealer in, what's the shade called? Whiteout. It's pretty much a white concealer. These are both white concealers. And the next one is the LA Girl Pro Conceal, and this one is just called Highlighter. And I thought I would compare these. I've seen a few people do reviews on these two products. I've been using these both for a few months now, so I feel like I can give a real kind of rundown review, tell you which one I personally like better, if it's worth getting both, if it's one's worth, well, the Kat Von D one's obviously a lot more expensive than the LA Girl one. And I just thought we'd give like a rundown, high-end versus low-end kind of thing, and kind of review them. As you can see, I've kind of swatched them on my hands here, and kind of give you a lowdown on what I personally think on them, if they're worth the money, if they're good quality, and just kind of let you know my thoughts on these concealers. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this review video. Like I said, if you want me to do like furthermore review videos, please let me know, because I quite enjoy doing these, especially lately. Like I reviewed the Sweet Peach palette and stuff like that. So yeah, I thought it'd be cool to compare these because they're a complete different price point, and yeah, I've been using them a while, and I thought I'd give you guys a little rundown. So if you guys want to see my thoughts on these two concealers, then please keep on watching. Okay, so first I'll give you a little rundown on each of the products. So first one I'll start with is the Kat Von D Locket Tattoo Concealer in Whiteout. So the Kat Von D concealers have numerous variety of shades, and she came out with a whiteout one, and yeah, a lot of people were like, wow, a pure white concealer, this is amazing. So I'll give you a little rundown. So the price of this, where I bought mine, is off Debenhams. I believe that's the only real place in the UK you can buy Kat Von D products, as far as I am aware. And I got mine off Debenhams, and this is exactly £20. So it's expensive for a concealer, I guess you could say. It's a high-end concealer. I'll give you a little rundown of the products. So this is a redefining multitasking Locket Concealer Cream, the first formulation to bring together everything you've ever wanted in a concealer. Super creamy, blendable, full coverage with a true 24-hour wear. With a few smooth strokes, you can brighten the under eye, cover blemishes, correct discoloration, neutralize redness, contour and highlight. This is paraben-free, sulfate-free, and I can't say the other word free. And this is a 6.25 gram concealer. Oh, and this one here, took me a while to find it. This is an 8 gram concealer, so you get more product in the LA Girl one, just so you guys know. So there's 8 grams of product in this one, and there is 6.25 grams in this product. So the cheaper one has more in it. So yeah, that is that. So this one is £20. It comes in a variety of shades. It's a decent price point. It's quite expensive. This is the most expensive concealer I've ever kind of bought. So that is that one. Before I give you a rundown on exactly how it's like, that's that. So now on to the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the highlighter shade. Now you can get LA Girl on a variety of different websites, and the price point varies. I can't exactly remember where I bought this one, but the prices vary from, on the official LA Girl website, I guess we'll go with that, it's $3.99. So this concealer is pretty much £4. However, you can buy it on Beauty Bay and it's £5. Yeah, so the cheapest place you can pretty much buy this is the official LA Girl website. It's $3.99. However, prices vary to about like £5. So it's from £5 to £4, but we'll just say it's $3.99. And yeah, so obviously a big difference in the price point when you compare these. And obviously, like I said, there's more in this grammage. So this description for this concealer is it's crease resistant, opaque coverage, and creamy yet lightweight texture. Long-wearing formula camouflages darkness under the eyes, redness and skin imperfections, provides complete natural-looking coverage, even skin tone, covers dark circles, and minimises fine lines around the eyes. Okay, which one do I talk about first? So I'll talk about the Kat Von D one. Back to this one again. I feel like I'm going back and forth a lot. So the Kat Von D one is very, very, very pigmented. The best way to describe it is almost like a paint. This concealer is so full coverage. I've done like a little demo on my hand to kind of show you what it's like. Another thing here is like it's on my hand now. I've left it and it literally will not budge, and I haven't set it with a powder or anything, whereas the LA Girl one, you can still move it a little bit. It's not super movable, but it doesn't stick to your skin as good as the Kat Von D one, so I will say that about this. So it is, when the name is like Locket concealer, it really does stick to your skin. I find with this one you do have to blend it out very quickly because it sets so fast. The best way I found to do this is using like a damp beauty sponge, and it is very intense. I'm obviously very, very fair. If you have like a darker skin tone than me, it may not work for you. Pretty much both of these may not work for you. They're obviously white, so the paler you are, the better, because otherwise it's just going to look way too intense and it might pull a bit grey on darker skin tones. But for people like me who struggle to find like highlighted products for under your eyes and stuff like that, this is perfect. This is like the best thing I have ever found, these two products, because normal like really light concealers still aren't light enough to highlight on pale people like me's complexion. So this is perfect. So the one I'm wearing today is the Kat Von D one. One thing I'll say is they are quite different. A lot of people compare them because obviously they're both white concealers, but in my eyes, they do completely different things. So the Kat Von D one, like I said, it's extremely matte. I definitely can agree it's very long lasting. And this one is 100% crease proof. You don't even have to set this. I always kind of set my whole face, including my eyes. However, this will not crease on you at all. You have to blend it out very fast. It will not crease. It will not move during like the day. It's so full coverage. So if you're not into like really high coverage, really mattifying, sticking, long-lasting concealers, you will not like this. However, if you're like me, who's a cake face, and you love anything full coverage, you will absolutely adore this. So this, in my eyes, I was a bit skeptical when I bought this because it's 20 quid and I'm like, it's a concealer. However, I do think it's big value. It's value for money. That's the best way to say it, right? I was going to say big value for money. What? It's value for money. I feel like £20, the concealer is definitely worth that. In my opinion, it is so good. I do like the one on it as well. It's very sturdy packaging. The packaging is obviously very luxurious, so you're also paying for the gorgeous packaging that Kat Von D does, and you can feel it's very airtight, if that makes sense. So listen, when you pull it out, it makes that like pop sound. So the packaging is it's like very like durable. It's very, in a way, clean, if that makes sense, because it's so airtight that bacteria is not really going to get in the pop, if that makes sense. So you can hear when it goes in, like the pop when it comes out, how airtight the concealer is, so you don't really run a risk either of that drying out. So very sturdy packaging. It's very luxurious. I do like the wand on it as well. So the wand is like this angled wand, and it's obviously like a doe foot applicator, and it's just really nice to I just kind of dab about 3 dots under my eyes. I like to put this in the middle of my forehead, pretty much everywhere. I'd like to highlight down my nose, cupid's bow and chin, and then I blend it all out, and it just lifts everything. It just looks so nice. I really do love this concealer. It's also really good at priming the eyelids, so I always put this on the top of my eyelids as well before I do my makeup, blend it out, and because it's really white, it's like a perfect base for doing eyeshadows, and also because it's really matte, and it just makes everything stick to it amazingly. So it's also a really good concealer for using as a primer for your eyelids as well. So obviously I can't really say anything negative about this concealer. It is incredible. So that's my little review on that one. So now back onto the LA Girl Pro Concealer. So this concealer is, again, I've had this one slightly longer than the Kat Von D one. and I do really love this one as well. So the difference between these two concealers is the highlighter one, I didn't realise when I bought it, is actually, it is like a highlight. So this one, I tried to show you as well in the swatch thing and get it kind of, it's hard to show on camera. This one is a very brightening concealer. So this has quite a lot of shimmer reflex in it. There's no chunky glitter in it, which is what I like about this. It's pure like sheen. So it has an iridescentness to it, if that makes sense. So this would also kind of work on people with darker skin tones if you want to use like a cream highlight on the top of your cheekbones. But for me personally, I use it in the same way as I use the Kat Von D one. However, I personally, I don't know about you guys, I have days where I vary. I have kind of like, my skin's more on the drier side, but I have quite like neutral skin. It's like, my skin's kind of more on the dry side, but I'd say it's more like on the kind of medium area, so it varies between oily and dry. So yeah, my skin type is, yeah, kind of in that kind of range. I don't really know much about skin types, but I'd say it's more on the dry side. But I'm kind of, with my skin type, I can go for, if I want something really long lasting, I go for kind of a really mattifying face, and when I want a really matte looking face or really kind of full coverage, I go for the Kat Von D one. When I want a really luminous looking kind of bright summery kind of look, kind of to look really dewy and glowy, this is what I kind of pull for. So they are completely different in that sense. So if I'm using a more kind of dewy foundation and I want to look really glowy, then I pull this one out. So this one is really brightening as well. It's very opaque, as you can kind of see them both side by side, but like I said, it has that sheen to it. So if you are very oily, you might want to stay away from this, putting it kind of all over your face. So I use this the same way as I use the Kat Von D one. I'll put it in all the highlighting areas like my nose, Cupid's bow, all under the eyes, everything, and it just really makes you look awake and healthy, glowy and brightening. But if you are quite oily, I kind of stick to using it as like a cheekbone highlight, because obviously it does bring a lot of glow and a lot of shine to the face, if that makes sense. So if you're oily, you kind of want to go for something more matte, because when your oils come through, you're just going to look really shiny. So it does have a very iridescent glow to it. So if you're someone like me who likes to vary between like a really matte face to a really dewy face, that's the difference between these, is one's quite iridescent and the other one's completely matte. So I quite like that I have like both options there for if I want like a dewy face or if I want a more matte face. You've kind of got that option there. So this one, like I said, is really healthy looking. It's a bit more natural than the Kat Von D one. This one blends out really nicely with a brush and with a sponge, and yeah, I use probably the same amount of each. It's just so, it's a really nice concealer as well. But like I said, if you're more oily, it might not work for you the same as it works for me. So one thing I'll say about the LA Girl Pro Concealer is obviously the packaging is a lot more cheap. I don't mind it, however. It's just like a squeezy tube, and it has this kind of brush, kind of these bristles here where this concealer comes out and you kind of put it on your face. And then blend it out with a brush or a sponge. Obviously, if you're one of those, there's a lot of people that are really like makeup hygienists and they don't like stuff like this. Hygiene-wise, I guess, yes, it's not as cleanly as, I mean, either way, you're both putting both applicators on the face, but cleanliness-wise, I guess this isn't as hygienic as, say, the Kat Von D one, because it's quite exposed, isn't it, the brush? But however, I guess you could wipe away the concealer and kind of clean down the bristles if you really wanted to, but I don't care about that kind of stuff, like, you know. But yeah, obviously packaging is a lot cheaper, but I still don't mind it. It's really easy to use. You just squeeze it out and dab it on the face and blend it out. So yeah, overall really love this concealer too. I don't really know what else to say about it. So let's get down to it, what I was meant to say. So out of these concealers, which is my favourite? You guys are going to hate me. However, I've got to say I absolutely adore the both of them. I feel like the Kat Von D one is worth the money, and I feel like the LA Girl one's almost too cheap for like how good it is. But price point wise, if you're on a budget, definitely get this. They both do the job. They're both very highlighting concealers. However, I feel like the Kat Von D one works for more skin types, whereas yeah, so pretty much if you kind of want like the really mattifying highlighting glow, you go for the Kat Von D one. If you want a really dewy looking glow, you go for the LA Girl one. Okay, so now I'm going to pick my absolute favourite. Okay, if I'm being completely honest with you, I would pick the Kat Von D one. Very, very close tie here. However, the Kat Von D one, in my opinion, like I said, you can use it as an eye primer. It's extremely long lasting. Oh, I forgot to mention with the LA Girl one, it does say it's crease proof. However, I wouldn't say it's completely crease proof. This is a concealer you do want to set down. It is very kind of luminous, and I do feel like it settles into fine lines around my eyes, whereas the Kat Von D one, I feel like you don't need to set it and it would last just as long. So they both last all day. However, I feel like under the eyes you do want to set the LA Girl one. So price point wise, if you are on a budget, definitely get the LA Girl one. It is amazing, but in my personal opinion, the one I reach for the most is the Kat Von D one, because it's just so intense, it's so full coverage, it's so matte, and it's just, I don't know, there's something about the Kat Von D one which I personally like better. But like I said, if you are like on a budget, definitely get the LA Girl one. So for me, the Kat Von D one takes the cake personally, but they are both amazing concealers and I use them both like a hell of a lot. It just depends kind of what look I'm going for. So yeah, that is my little review. The winner for me is the Kat Von D concealer. I do love them both. I wish, pretty much in my eyes, I'd be like, they both win, yay, but that's not the purpose of this video. I kind of got to pick which one I personally like better, and my favourite is the Kat Von D. Oh, that was so annoying. My camera just got like full, so I had to like export all of my videos to kind of fill my exit. So that is it for this video, you guys. I really hope you enjoyed this kind of little review on these two concealers. Let me know in the comments down below which one you kind of thought looked better on my little hand swatch or whatever, or which one you use and which one is your personal favorite, because obviously everyone's opinion kind of differs. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this review, and let me know if you want me to do more reviews, because I'm quite enjoying doing these lately. So if there's any products you kind of want me to review or kind of do a comparison for, please let me know and I will do a video for that. So yeah, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. There'll be links down below to previous videos. I'll link the two concealers down below as well, where I got them from and where the cheapest is to buy them, all down below. There'll be links to my social networking sites, and my Snapchat username will be down below, so make sure you follow me on Snapchat. And yeah, that's it for this video, you guys. I love you guys so much, and I hope you have a fantastic day.